Wrestling fans, get ready. Mr. USA Tony Atlas returns not once but twice in the month of November for blockbuster Memories and Legends and holiday tapings. If you're in the Boston area, you can join us live in studio Saturday, November the 24th and Friday, November the 30th, all part of our 7th annual Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive campaign. Remember, admission to these tapings is absolutely free. However, at the same time, we can use all the support we can get from fans around the globe in making these great productions happen. We can't do it without you. Hundreds of thousands of fans from around the globe have enjoyed Memories and Legends, but without your help, we run the risk of having to go dark. Visit BostonWrestling.com and use the Indiegogo link below to help fund these expensive productions for fans to enjoy for decades to come, with some great prizes for donors. Right now, the Hall of Famer Tony Atlas tells you why it's so important for these Memories and Legends tapings to take place. I think if we're able to ever get to a certain point with the assistance of the fans, Tony, I'm sure you'd be happy to come down every week if we could make it happen.
Yes, I would. And first, I would like to thank you, Dan, and Boston Wrestling, because one thing that a lot of fans seem to forget, we ain't going to be around forever. I mean, when I look back on guys that I sat and talked to just last year alone, I mean, just about every year we lose 2 or 3 wrestlers. Vader, yep. Ronnie Piper. You know, in 2010, I lost my best friend, S.D. Jones. So there's very few. Me and our Brutus, the Barber, Beefcake were talking 2 weeks ago, and we're always so happy to see each other because there's very few of us is left. You know, it just seemed like yesterday that I was in Legend House, WWE Legend House, with Rotten and Ronnie Piper. And now Piper is not around anymore to tell his story. He's not around anymore to sign autographs. He's not around anymore to meet and greet the fan. So thanks to the good work of Boston Wrestling and Dan Morella here, you know, you're able to see, you know, us, you know, and it would not be possible. I mean, Tony Atlas would be probably forgotten about if it wasn't for Boston Wrestling.
I don't know if I'd go that far, Tony.
Well,
you're a two-time
you know,
Hall of
out of
Famer.
sight, out of mind. But
right.
I mean, people are able to tune in to Boston Wrestling. They're able to hear some of the old stories that a lot of the guys, like some of the stories I tell, the wrestlers today, they was babies. Just like Roman Reigns. You know, his father,
you wrestled his father,
his Seeker, one of the Wild Samoan Seekers, was traveling up and down the road with us, and way before Roman Reigns was even born. You know, and like The Rock, you know, I used to sit in the dressing room and babysit Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, with me and his father. You know, we was on tour together. I remember he was a kid. But, you know, a lot of us, like me, Rock and Johnson, you know, we get up in age, so it makes us feel good that we could come to a program like this where people can hear about the way wrestling were back in our day. Kind of like if you get out here, the Rolling Stones to sit here to tell music fans how it was to travel in the days when the Rolling Stones first started their career and when they first did things. So it's a great history lesson of pro wrestling and athlete. So once again, thank you, Dan, and thank you, Boston Wrestling, for giving us the opportunity to tell our stories.
I appreciate that an awful lot, more than you know, Tony. Wrestling fans from around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marotti.
And I'm Mr. USA Tony Atlas.
It took him a second.
Always does.
Before we get to this great full-length episode of Memories and Legends, check out some of our great friends you can help support the cause to keep more Memories and Legends coming your way. Infinity Key, a truly natural online language training experience. 25,000 minutes. That's what you'll need to invest. Invest 25,000 minutes with Infinity Key, and we'll build you a portfolio of language experiences designed to accelerate your personal progress. The coach will help you strike the right balance between passive acquisition and active application of your target language. InvestKey's algorithms and coaches guide you along the clearest, quickest path forward on your journey to fluency. Visit www.infinitykey.rocks for more information and follow Infinity Key on Facebook at facebook.com/InfinityKey.
Champion, the Brahma Bull, the Great One, this
Finally, The Rock has come back!
is his story. Journey alongside the millions in this definitive guide to
The most electrifying man in sports and entertainment!
See The Rock
It's just a man!
like you've never seen him before.
What The Rock is cooking!
The World of The Rock. Available now.
Wrestling fans, check out our friends at Performa's state-of-the-art WWE Superstar and Legends Shaker Cups. They're 100% leak-free and shatter-resistant, guaranteed. Mix your powder using Performa's patented action rod technology. Check out new Superstars just added to the collection at PerformaBrand.com. I've had one on my desk every day since testing it out. Select your favorite WWE shaker. You'll be using yours every day, too. Wrestling fans, check out the brand new lapel pin from our friends at Crimson Mask. Inspired by Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon, it's Bang 316. Only $8 each or 2 for $12. If you think it makes a great holiday gift, give me a hell yeah. Get yours today at crimsonmask.bigcartel.com.
Houston on Monday, December 3rd. The new era Monday Night Raw returns with a massive main event as Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose collide for the Intercontinental Championship. And Braun Strowman battles Drew McIntyre one-on-one. Plus, don't miss Ronda Rousey, Bobby Lashley, and many more. It's WWE Raw live in Houston Monday, December 3rd. Tickets and ringsider packages are available.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marotti.
And I'm Mr. USA, Tony Atlas.
Fans, as we continue the holiday season campaign we have here with the 7th annual Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive, we're going to be bringing you more content than ever through the month of December.
That's right. We're going to bring you the Tower of Power. Too sweet to be sour, baby.
And if you're in the Boston area, don't forget this Friday night, November the 30th, Tony Atlas is going to be back right here in this studio, free admission if you want to come down and join us. Tony will also be available for autographs and pose photos. We always have a lot of fun here at Memories and Legends, and you never know, we may even enjoy a little fine Chinese food after the fact.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Well, Tony, talk of the town. Fans sent in some questions. They want answers. You are the man that shoots from the hip.
Well, let's get them.
WWE had their second pay-per-view event in Saudi Arabia earlier in the month, Crown Jewel. There was a lot of controversy behind it. John Cena backed out of doing the event. Daniel Bryan backed out of doing the event. WWE, no matter what they may have personally thought, have a relationship with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia that is worth several $100 million over the next 10 years. Do you think it was a good move to keep the event in place and actually holding it after the murder of that journalist, or do you think maybe it should have been postponed and not take place at all?
No. There's a lot of things horrible that happen in this world. And to stop a wrestling event would not be fair to those that is looking forward to seeing it. You know.
You think it would have been a disservice to the fans?
Yes, yes. They want to see that, and let them see that. You know, you got law enforcement, you got government agents to settle that part of the world. There's a lot of stuff happening all over the world all the time, but I have wrestled on the events where somebody actually died in the ring. You know, like with that Hart young man, Orndorff died. Yeah. The show went on anyway. And then you hear a story about Luther's dad in the ring. The show went on anyway. Rick Martel, brother died right after his match. But we were able to suck it up because, you know, the show must go on.
Let me ask you this from this point of view.
There have been movies that the star of the movie get killed halfway through the movie, but they don't cancel the movie. You know, I mean, it's a horrible thing that what happened to this young man. You know, such a wonderful individual, but every dog has his day. What goes around comes around. Whoever is responsible for that, but I don't think that you should let that interfere with things that was planned by the WWE and planned by Saudi Arabia. You know, maybe wrestling would be the thing that would change them to accept rest of culture, you know, in more broad, open-minded way. Mm-hmm. Because right now, when you look at American television, you know, you think of us as a bunch of criminals. Because we look at the news, we hear about in 311 days, there was 307 mass shooting. Right now, we have one just about every other day here in America. Should we cancel the Super Bowl because of the school shooting? Should we cancel WrestleMania because of the school shooting? Should we cancel the World Series because of a school shooting? You can't let evil override everything.
I agree with that, but I think in this point, it seemed like that journalist that was killed, it was a hit that was put out by the government.
Well, we don't really know that yet. You know, I hear a lot of talking on both sides of the fence, but quite frankly, we don't know exactly what happened. That's why I was so much against they blaming Hillary Clinton for what happened in Benghazi, because I know from traveling myself, our government cannot go into another country and do what we want to do without permission from that government. And by the time you go through all the red tape and everything to do what you have to do, it takes time. You know, we just can't go in like what the average citizen think and just go in and just do what the hell we want. It's not our country. We can't go to Canada and grab anybody and bring them back without the permission from the Canadian. We can't go to Mexico and grab nobody and come back without the permission of the Mexican government. Government works together, hand in hand. You can't override one governor to do anything. So we got to stop blaming our leaders for incidents that are beyond their control. If we can't control mass shooting in America, how in the devil we going to protect a journalist or protect a diplomat in a foreign country? To me, it's absolutely impossible.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it was fair for some of the talent to be reluctant and not want to go?
I think that if you got the opportunity to work for the WWE, where there are thousands and thousands and thousands of wrestlers' dream is to walk into that ring one day, and you got the opportunity to walk into the ring and perform in the greatest show on earth, and you refuse that, I think you are a very unappreciated person. So you leave politics out of sports.
So you think John Cena...
I stand for the flag, I kneel for God.
You have it right on your coat.
Yeah, I stand for the flag, but I kneel only for God. To bring politics into sport, into music, we need to leave politics in politics, music with music. If I want to hear somebody make a political statement, I watch CNN, Fox, or MSNBC.
Right.
If I want to hear that. If I want to watch a basketball game or a football game, I don't want to hear about politics. That's just, everything got to have its own place in life. Right. The other way we can enjoy life at its fullest. If you do the same thing everywhere you go, you get yourself in a rut and you get all pissed off because you're not changing your thoughts or changing your view or enjoying other things. You can't enjoy what you participate in because you're worrying about something you got no power in. If you don't like what is going on in the country, every 4 years, we get an opportunity to voice your opinion. It's called voting. And when only 30% of American citizens that actually vote, only those that vote should have a say-so. If you don't vote, keep your mouth shut.
Did you vote in the most recent election? You did?
Yes. I would never not vote because my mother couldn't vote. I remember the first time I went to vote, my mother said, boy, where you going? I said, Mom, I'm going to vote. She said, oh, stay out of white folks' business. It was just shocking to her to see black people going to the voting booth.
Yeah.
So take advantage of the opportunity to vote. What make America work? We got a government like no other government. It's a government for the people and by the people. Now, when the people don't participate, it's kind of like buying a brand new bus and nobody get on the bus to ride, and you complain about where the driver is taking the bus, but you're not on the bus to give no type of direction on where you want to go. You're leaving it up to the driver or where you want to go, but you won't even get on the bus. If you don't vote, you're not on the bus. You complain about where the bus go, but you don't want to get on the bus. You know, you should support your president in the best ways possible. Bad-mouthing your president, whether you bad-mouth Clinton, you bad-mouth Obama, you bad-mouth Bush, you bad-mouth President Trump, I think do an injustice. And here's my reason why. I hope I have time to tell y'all this story.
Go ahead, Tony, please. They say I cut you off too much.
This is a quick story. I was in 2004. Mr. Haiti, who used to be an agent for WWF, before Jim Charles, he used to do all the overseas stuff for Vince Sr. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, we was all sitting at a table in Nigeria, and they were celebrating their 5th anniversary. And the guy that they were celebrating was Bill Clinton. They have his pictures everywhere because Bill Clinton brought democracy to Nigeria. So we were sitting there talking, and they had a TV on, and CNN was on the TV, and a guy from New Hampshire was speaking, Howard Dean, and he was laying in on Bush. He'd say Bush is this, and Bush is that, and Bush that. What I noticed, every Muslim cheered Howard Dean. So I sat there for a while, and finally I couldn't take it anymore. So I asked one of the guys, I said, look, how come y'all like that guy so much? He said, he support us. We're against Bush and his policy. He's against Bush and his policy. See, in America, we have a lot of gray areas. Like if you kill somebody, it's murder 1, murder 2, manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, warrant for death. We got 1,000 names for one thing. Over there, it's just murder. There's no 1, there's no 2, there's no manslaughter, it's just murder. Over here, we got grand theft, shoplifting, burglary. We got all these different names for stealing. Over there, it's just stealing. There's no gray area. Everything is black and white. So when you get on television and you tell the whole world, that your president is no good, that you're telling you can't tell your friends without also telling your enemy. We live in a world of technology where when I used to wrestle in Massachusetts, nobody in North Carolina saw me. I wrestled in Virginia, nobody in Massachusetts saw me. Now I can wrestle in Massachusetts, and not only they see me in all 50 states of the United States, they see me in all the 120 countries.
Right.
I mean, you have to be in a well-secluded area not to see me now. You know, there's people right now in Virginia watching me. I'm here in Massachusetts. People in Virginia watch me. People in North Carolina watch me. People in California watch me. People in Japan right now is watching.
Our good friend Mike Abrams in Taiwan. He loves the show. Yeah.
And he's watching. So that is the difference. So when you get on television, you start bad-mouthing the president. It's like Gronkowski going out one day and make a big speech that Tom Brady got a bad arm, and then wonder why you lose the game. You should support your president in a respectable way. But when you say our president is weak or our president got dementia or he's crazy, or you have to do it, you have to show respect, if not to the man, but the position itself. Because he have to go and deal with others outside of the country. Now, if you make him look like a piece of crap here in America, and he don't have the support of the American people, it's going to be very hard for him to have any influence outside of the country. That's why it's so hard for us to deal with a lot of these leaders because we make our president and our leader look like a piece of crap because he ain't a member of our party. If he's a Republican, we're going to make him look like a piece of crap. And if he's a Democrat, we're going to make him look like a piece of crap. And then we want this person that we every day in and day out, tell the whole world, not just American citizens. You may be playing to your base, but your base is a lot larger than a couple of guys in Maine or a couple of guys in Virginia. Your base is worldwide if you're on cable. It's worldwide. That's your base. That's who's listening to you. So what you say about our country, about your leadership, about your government, it don't stop here. People that want to blow your butt off the face of the earth is also listening. That's why the only reason I believe that Barack Obama, President Barack Obama, was able to carry out the mission against Osama bin Laden because he didn't tell nobody.
Kept it kayfabe.
He kayfabe everybody. And he told you when it was over with. That's how come it worked. When you get out there and say you're going to do this and you're going to do this, it's like a policeman get on national TV and he said, well, next week I'm going to go to 142 Newburgh Street and bust this people for illegal use of prostitution or drugs or whatever the charge is. But they say it on TV first. What do you think the guy going to do? He's going to flush all of his drugs and he's going to send all the girls home. When you walk in the door, ain't going to be nobody there for you. You don't warn your enemies about what you're going to do before you can do it. You do it first, and then explain why you did what you did later. That's the way you do it. Otherwise, keep your mouth shut.
Did you vote for Obama?
I voted for McCain in 2008.
Yeah.
But on Obama re-election, I voted for him only because Nick Romney keep all of his money outside of the United States. So I feel that if you
trust Mitt Romney.
Right. Well, I think he's a decent man. It's just that I just felt at that particular time that Obama was doing a good job, so I didn't see any need because I saw things start to improve. Well, I was very worried of him at first being so inexperienced to come in, but then he picked the gentleman, Joe Biden. And I had a lot of faith in the knowledge and experience of Joe Biden. So he put a lot of good people around him that was able to lead him. And then the second year, I saw improvement in the economy. I saw improvement in unemployment. I saw he was trying to work for health care for people. He was talking about doing the infrastructure, which we badly need. So some of his ideas was, but at the beginning, I was a John McCain person.
What about Sarah Palin?
Sarah Palin, beautiful, beautiful woman.
You like Sarah?
Yeah, she's very attractive.
Would you let Sarah walk on you?
Yeah, no.
Why is that?
Feet too small.
How do you know Sarah has small feet?
She's a little woman.
All right, fair enough.
Them little feet make my skin itch. Kind of like little roaches walking around. I don't want to see no little feet. I want big feet, big old feet. So I feel like I'm with a woman.
All right. Away from the politics, Tony, you said, WWE superstars should be appreciative of the platform given to them to compete not only around the country, but around the world.
Around the world. If you get a chance to go to a place like Saudi Arabia, and where most people can only dream of, they can only dream of. Can you imagine how much it costs for the average person to buy a ticket to go see Saudi Arabia, to see a city that is over 1,000 years old, to see buildings that is over 1,000 years old, to visit a part of this world that you only could read about. And really, not really read about because they got a very closed society. So, so there's a lot of stuff that goes on there that we don't know because it's a very, very closed society. So no, I don't think we should let incidents interfere with everyday life. It's like what Bush took and said after 9/11. Don't let this interfere with your whole life. Go, live life, because people want to destroy our way of life. And if they can't do it, if you allow them to do it, then they won. Then they won.
What do you say to the critics that say WWE was in poor taste holding the event?
Well, these are the same people that when it rains, they complain about the rain. When the sun shines, they complain about the heat. When winter comes, they complain about the winter. some people just like to complain. And with something, it's an old story my mom told me one time with this old man. He was riding his mule. He brought his grandson along. Some got down the roller piece. Somebody said, ain't it a shame that old man is riding that mule, making that little boy walk in this hot sun. The old man over here got off the mule, put the little boy, put his grandson up on the mule, got down the roller piece. Somebody said, ain't it a shame that that little boy is riding that mule, making that old man walk in that hot sun. Old man over here, that. So they both got on the mule. Now the old man and his grandson is riding the mule. Got down the roller piece. Somebody said, ain't it a shame that old man and that little boy is riding that mule in that hot sun. The old man got off the mule, went in the woods, cut himself a hickory stick. Hickory is like oak down south. It's a hickory stick. Tied the mule to it. Now they carrying the mule. Got down the roller piece. Somebody said, ain't it a shame that old man, that little boy is carrying that mule in this hot sun upside down. You be damned if you do, you be damned if you don't.
You can't make everybody happy.
You can't make everybody happy. So you're going to have critics even when you do the best of things. Hell, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ had critics.
Did you ever compete in Saudi Arabia?
No, unfortunately we didn't. I was on a tour in the Middle East, and Saudi Arabia and Israel were the only two places we couldn't go because we had women's on the tour.
That's right. Well, they ran into that problem too. Do you think it is... does it contradict itself where WWE is pushing right now? It's WWE Women's Evolution, and now you have, in 2018, these two live events that have generated tens and tens of millions of dollars for the company, but the women aren't allowed to be there.
Well, at one time, in America, not overseas, but right here in America, there was a lot of things that women were not allowed to do. I was in the gym when the gym owner came up and told us, it was in 1979, he said, we're going to have women in the weight room, and we're going to put on the first WBBG Women Bodybuilding Championship. All the bodybuilders and weightlifters, we're going to lose the gym, they're going to bring the women's in, it's never going to be the same, blah, 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 blah. I hear a lot of talk against it. Everybody in the gym was against having women's in the gym. There was a lot of things in the military. They didn't want women's in the military. They didn't want women's on the fire department. They didn't want women's on the police department. So women had a struggle because for so many years, man felt that women could not perform the duties necessary strictly because she was a female, no other reason. So now the door is opened up more where it's opportunity not just for minorities, but opportunity for women too. And I think it's a great thing because my mother raised 9 kids by herself. 75 or 76% of African American kids grow up without a father, but with a mother. 50% of Spanish kids grow up without a father, but a mother. 30% of our Caucasian kids grow up without a father, but not a mother. We feel that a woman is good enough to raise a country, but not good enough to run the country. So who is backwards?
Yeah.
I mean, we very, very backwards and prehistoric in our thinking with everything that everybody learned on this planet. I would say the majority of the people, everything we learned from a woman, our mothers. I know 76% of African America, the only teaching they got was from their mom, because they didn't have a father. 50% of Spanish kids, what they learned from a woman, because they didn't have a father. 30% of Caucasian kids, what they learned from a woman, because they didn't have a father. So women have always stepped in where man have picked up where man have failed. See, men are physically stronger than women. Women are emotionally and internally stronger than a man. I tell y'all something else too. Now they always talk about abortion.
Did we talk about abortion?
I mean, you hear it on TV. They always talk about abortion, right?
Right.
They always talk about it. They always the Roe versus Wade. They always talk about that. But I was thinking one day, what if man got pregnant? What if you and I could get pregnant? What if George Washington got pregnant? If George Washington instead of his wife getting pregnant, had gotten pregnant, I guarantee you, abortion would be the First Amendment. It would be in the Constitution. I guarantee you. If we had to have a baby, because if you ever seen a woman have a baby, you ain't gonna want to do that. Everybody that ever talked about having a baby never seen it happen. I seen it. I mean, you talk about a person going through 14, 15, as much as 20 to 30 hours in pain in labor to give birth to a child. It's not, giving birth to a child is not one thing you come in, you throw your leg up, okay, doc, boop, and then it don't happen like that.
I'm aware of that.
And then they had to walk around for 9 months in pain. With their back aches, their feet swell, their hands swell. My first wife, she wore a size 8 shoe. By the time the baby was born, she wore a size 12 shoe. Wow. Her freaking feet were that freaking big around. Their ankles rolled, her feet rolled, her hands were bigger than man, her neck rolled, head rolled. She looked like the Pittsburgh Doughboy. And she was in pain all the time at night, couldn't sleep at night, and all type of stuff. Then we went to give birth to my daughter. She was in labor for 19 hours. Wow. Yes, if man got pregnant, abortion, I guarantee you, would be in the Constitution. It'd be one of the members in the Constitution.
Well, this has certainly taken a political
my
tone.
mother said, never judge a person until you walk a mile in their shoes. Never judge a person until you walk a mile in their shoes. There was a lot of things that I figured that I would never do in my life. First of all, I figured that once I started wrestling, in my first year I made $75,000. And it just went up every year after that. My max, at the end of my career, I was making $350,000 a year. I said to myself, I would never be broke again. I would never have to work a job again. Old timers said, never say never. Never say what you want to do, because one day you may wake up and find yourself in that very same predicament. We beat up on Hillary Clinton over them emails. Now, Ivanka Trump is in trouble for the same thing. Now, are we going to beat up on her? Or we're going to say, well, it's different because she did it, but it was different because Hillary. No, you never know what predicament you're going to end up in your life. There was guys that didn't like black people, got in trouble in bars and stuff, and then they look around, it was a black guy standing there fighting to help them. You watch Reggie Denham. He got beat up by them guys, them hoodlums, during the Rodney King beating. Mm-hmm. There was a black guy that ran out and stopped them. You never freaking know. I say it in my book. Some of the things I said, I was angry, and I take back the way that I put it. In my past, everybody white that I met tried to help me. Everybody black that I met try to screw me. But then I took it back because there were some blacks that did not do that, like Ernie Ladd, Rufus Jones, S.D. Jones. They was always, good. They're always good to me. So by broad brushing it like that, but there was a lot of blacks that if they could have got rid of Tony, they would have got rid of Tony. They would have been thrilled. Oh yeah, because they want to take my place. So I found out, you should not judge a book by its cover. Never judge a person by his religion, by his race, by his countryman, because the worst person that just like right now today, if you look at Black Lives Matter, to me, it matters to everybody but black people. Here's the reason why. 90% of black homicide is done by blacks. 90% of every black young man that is put in that grave is done by another black person. It's not a policeman. It's not a white person. It's not a Klansman. It's not a skinhead. It's not nobody that everybody says is enemy of the black. The only reason that nobody mess with blacks no more, because we do a better job of destroying each other, and we leave nothing to do for anybody that is a member of white supremacy. What are they going to do? They can't top what we do. We number one at destroying ourselves. People say, why you live in Maine, Tony? There's no black people. I said, that's the reason. Every time I went home, somebody pulled a gun on me. I go to a club, I'd be looking at someone. What are you looking at? Want to shoot me for looking at them. You know? Impregnating women. When you stop and think about 74%, think about this.
You love your stats.
That's a big freaking number of kids where men will impregnate a woman and just walk away from their responsibility. And a guy asked one time, said, how come white people call black people boy? Because a man got responsibility. Only men's got responsibility. And most black guys that got called boy, they got called that because they had no responsibility. See, everybody got to step up to the plate and take care of what is yours.
Right.
And stop blaming other people for your failure in life. I wrote in my book, my success in life I owe to thousands of people. My success. My failure in life I owe only to myself, for I am the captain of my own ship.
You take accountability.
You have to take accountability because it's old saying, if it's not broke, why fix it? So as long as you feel that you're not doing nothing wrong, you will continue to do that until you take responsibility for what you do wrong. Now, all of us will take credit when it go right. Everybody says, oh, yeah, I was involved. When it go right. But then when it go wrong, we automatically start looking for someone to blame. Well, if you are a participant, don't look at what other person did wrong. Look at what you did wrong, you know, and then you need to correct that. Because if you don't correct it, you would do it again. Either learn from history or you bound to repeat it. Nobody can help the black community until the black community decide to help themselves. And I'm saying the same thing God said in the Bible. God said, not Tony Atlas. So if you got anyone to text me and write me all them crazy things about I'm Uncle Tom, you call me whatever you want to call me. But God said, the Lord help those who help themselves. The Lord help those who help themselves. God can't help you to do nothing. If you're doing nothing, what can he help you with? We all have to learn to help ourselves. When you go to school, you got opportunity to learn, or you can leave that school as stupid as you were when you went in there. You got opportunity, everybody got opportunity to get a good education here, everybody got opportunity to a job. If you don't want to work a job because you said that don't pay enough money, work that job until you're able to. My mother said, do what you can until you're able to do what you want.
Right.
A little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. So if you're not doing nothing, if you didn't make it in life, you want to find out who to blame for not making it, look in the mirror.
Almost sounds like the Zach Tringali story.
Look in the mirror.
That's a different story for a different time.
You're the captain of your own ship. Every decision every human being makes, they have the last say-so on it.
All right. Well, Tony, I tell you, Crown Jewel's discussion here certainly took an interesting turn, as you are a man that likes to pontificate and share your thoughts on various subjects, even if those subjects drift a little bit. I know, like I said, Tony, in the feedback sometimes, the fans say I cut you off too much. I don't want to try and cut you off, but sometimes I got to kind of reel you back in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, Tony. Well, again, WWE Monday Night Raw is ready to kick off live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The fans did want to know, though, how'd you enjoy your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was absolutely wonderful. I have never had a bad Thanksgiving because I was here to enjoy it. If you here on Thanksgiving Day, you're having a good day. If you're not here on Thanksgiving Day, you're having a bad day. Appreciation of life. What is anything without life? If you got a roof over your head, food in your stomach, and in good health, and you here, there's a lot of people. I got a friend, Ronnie Piper, he had a bad Thanksgiving. Nikolai had a bad Thanksgiving. Jim Neidhart had a bad Thanksgiving. Jerry the King Lawler, even though he had Thanksgiving, he was here for it. Without his son, he didn't have a good Thanksgiving.
Right.
Kate, SD wife, every Thanksgiving, I call her every Thanksgiving. If we cry together every Thanksgiving because SD is not there to have Thanksgiving
nice
dinner
to
with
do.
them.
That's nice
Andre
of you
the
to do.
Giant cannot sit down at the table with his family and have dinner with him. Nikolai Volkov, and the list go on and on and on of good friends. Just about, Dan, you probably text me just about once a month. Say, Tony, you lost another friend. It's another friend that left this year that would not sit at that Thanksgiving table. If you sitting at that Thanksgiving table on Thanksgiving, thank the good Lord that you here. Time, life is the most precious thing. You can have $1 million. Michael Jackson was a millionaire. It's not helping him none at all now. He's not having a good Thanksgiving no more. The Prince, he's not having a good Thanksgiving no more. Whitney Houston, one of the greatest singers the world ever seen, she didn't have a good Thanksgiving. She's not here. I'm here. As long as I'm here to see it, I don't care if I got one drumstick and one piece of potato, or if I got a bologna sandwich on Thanksgiving Day. As long as I'm here on this planet to enjoy that day, to see that day come and go, I'm a happy camper.
That's a great way to look at it. Did you and the lovely Mrs. Atlas go anywhere special, or did you eat at home?
No, I did all the cooking. My wife
You
loved,
did the cooking?
My wife, my mother started me off cooking when I was 4 years old. All of us kids, by the time we was 5, we was cooking because our mother went to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. She got off at 2, went back at 3, and worked until 11 o'clock at night. Well, during that 1 hour she was home, she would sit down to us. She said, I can't fix y'all dinner, so y'all pay attention here, so I show y'all how to do this. Then she divided up in different portions. I had to cook my own food. My brother cooked his. Everybody had to cook their own food. By the time I was 15, I was working in the hotel, Roanoke hot dog stand. And my brother Charles, he's a chef. My brother Noah's in the military. He was a chef in the military. My brother Walter, who lived right down here in Rhode Island, and that's what he does. And my wife can tell you, I put my cooking against anybody. See, y'all Northerners, y'all can't cook. Y'all Northerners, y'all can't cook. Y'all don't use no herbs.
Well, what did you make for Thanksgiving this year?
I made turkey.
Do you have a big group of people, or was it just you and your wife?
It was just the wife and I.
Okay.
And we bought a nice little small turkey. And we had turkey and dressing, cranberry sauce. I made my string bean casserole to go along with that. We had some mashed potato with cream cheese and scallops in it. So
wow.
we had up here y'all eat pumpkin pie. I went out and found myself a sweet potato pie.
You like the sweet potato pie?
Sweet potato pie. Pumpkin pie ain't got no taste.
I've never had it.
You have to put something on and give it some flavor. It ain't got no flavor to it. It's real bland. But now for Christmas, I'll make me a leg of lamb. Oh. Now I take that lamb and I marinate that lamb for about 24 hours. Then I put it in the frying pan. I braise it first, so to keep the juice there. Then I get me some Dijon mustard, rosemary, garlic, cooking sherry, salt and pepper. Mix all that, got up, pour it over top of that lamb, set it in the oven, set that oven around 250, and just let it cook slow.
That's
you wrap it, you got to cover it.
That's the secret. It's got to be slow.
Slow. Slow. If you cook it fast, you're going to toughen up. Let it cook. Put all your veggies around there, and you cover it up, wrap it in aluminum foil, slide that mama job in the oven, and about 6 hours later, you go in, you poke it with that fork, you reach with your finger, and you pull that piece of meat off, like with your fingertip, bang, boom.
It sounds like it's going to be a heck of a Christmas. Maybe I'll get an invitation.
Because what happens when that meat come out, the talking stop.
The talking
and
stops.
And the eating begin. And the eating begin. Then my mother taught us how to do everything. Chicken out of king, everything. It's not that I don't know how to fix. That's why if you look at Lenny now, who did all the cooking?
Did all the cooking.
I did all the cooking. That's how me and Hacksaw became buddies.
He liked your food.
My corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah.
He said the best corned beef and cabbage I've ever had in his life.
Well, interesting enough, Tony.
Because I cook my corned beef in tomato sauce.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
It helped cut the fat too. You know, when you boil corned beef, it got fat on it. So all the fat would get into the water. Well, what happened, that tomato juice would make you a nice sauce and eliminate some of that fat. Now, if you really want to be good, you cook your corned beef first. Then you stick that corned beef in the refrigerator, let it set. The next morning, all that grease will rise to the top. You take a spoon, rake all that grease off, then you put your cabbage in. Now you're talking something.
All right, well, I tell you, fans,
Get rid of that old greasy taste.
These programs take some interesting twists and turns. It began on a WWE controversy in Saudi Arabia.
It ended up talking about making corned beef and cabbage.
All right, wrestling fans, running out of time here again. We got to remind you, baby. We got to remind you, Holiday Headlocks, 7th annual. It's ongoing right now over on BostonWrestling.com as we pay tribute to one of the dear friends I've ever had in this life of mine, Paul Bearer. We're going to have a great mega raffle where one fan gets an entire jackpot, as well as $20 merchandise bundles. Tony Atlas and I are going to kick off. We haven't taped it yet. It's going to be taking place this Friday night here at the studio. Tony Atlas is 12 days of Christmas. And wait until you see the outfits they have for us, Tony.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable.
Well, you remember when me and Mark Henry did our Christmas thing?
No, I don't.
Mark Henry was dressed up as Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And I was Rudolph.
I don't remember that.
Yes. We did
it.
Yeah, me and Mark Henry, we did a thing, and that was funny. Yeah. I had the big red nose. I had the little antenna. I tell you what, I bring the outfit next week.
All right,
I bring my red nose.
And
I kept them antlers. I got them antlers.
Talk about some
I was Rudolph.
Some must-see TV.
Yeah.
All right, wrestling fans, again, continue. We got some great deals in the MWF store where you support independent wrestling and help us produce great content like this. The Indiegogo campaign for myself and Tony Atlas continues through Friday. Check out BostonWrestling.com. That's the place to be. For Tony Atlas, I'm Dan Marotti. We'll be back with another special Mini Wrestling Insiders episode next Monday night before Raw. We want to keep pumping the content all December long. If you want more content with Tony Atlas, you got to help the Indiegogo campaign, help the Patreon, and all these other platforms we have. For the Hall of Famer, my buddy, the Cookin', the Julia Childs of professional wrestling, Tony Atlas. I'm Dan Marotti. You and yours be well. I'm Dan Marotti.
And I'm John Cena Sr.
Let us tell you how the action and excitement of the Millennium Wrestling Federation can help raise cash for your nonprofit cause. Experience the action and excitement of the Millennium Wrestling Federation live in your city, throughout New England, the tri-state area, down through the Carolinas, out to our friends in the Midwest and beyond.
If your nonprofit organization is looking for an interactive turnkey experience while putting enough fun into fundraising, you've met the perfect tag team partner to work with every step of the way.
The MWF offers a variety of packages for groups of almost any size, from our live events at the Boston Garden, the Kowloon Entertainment Dining Complex, and the legendary Suffolk Downs, to high school gyms and function halls. We've presented live events everywhere and anywhere.
Since 2001, the MWF's mission has been simple: keep the kids off the streets. Under the leadership of President David Reese, we bring the superstars of yesterday, today, and tomorrow to your town. Not for a wrestling show, but an event that features action-packed in-ring wrestling, autograph, pose photo opportunities, Q&A sessions, and so much more. It's the best of sports and entertainment. The week of your event, we can add on to the endeavor with anti-bullying campaigns, library meet and greet reads, youth sport concussion seminars, and more.
Our live events are fit for fans of any age from 5 to 95. This fall is part of our new Kids Club program. We offer live event experiences exclusively for the youngest of fans. On the flip side, we can produce a tailor-made event for fans of an older demographic as well. We work with you every step of the way to get the word out to fans near and far on our local television offerings and to over 50,000 fans and growing on our social media platforms.
Your success is our success. If your group has had enough of candy bar and wrapping paper sales and has the energy to team with our passionate fan base, bringing the NWF experience to your community is the answer to put smiles on faces while raising cash for your cause.
Contact us today to get the ball rolling for your custom-made event that you'll want to bring back year after year to your community.
Don't just take it from us. Here are the folks we've teamed up with in the past.